Hi, this is Emperor Bugle, or Bugle, and I am one of the co-creators of the deck One Pace, which I'm going to be showing off today. With me here is Bismal Minton. Wave to the camera, Biz. Okay. Um, so this is One Pace, the current combo deck. If you've been on Reddit, you've seen me hyping it a lot. And Regionals has just ended yesterday, and we got some cool deck lists today. And a few days ago, I wanted to do a video showing how to play One Pace. So before we get started, let's do a shout out to the NYC Bronies, and they took Regionals by storm. Two awesome decks. I will respond to those later. Also, a shout out to Ted Chosen One, who posted the combo deck, Nightmare Villains, I believe it's called. Not combo, I'm sorry, control deck, Nightmare Villains. And let's hope that that deck is as good as he says it is, because otherwise One Pace will have less of a good metagame matchup. And one last shout out to everyone in the IRC channel. That would be Quindo, of course, who runs the Reddit, Colgate, Aracat, everyone else who helped with the deck or just participates, and of course Gitface, who had the original idea for One Pace. So with that out of the way, let's draw some cards, see what I've got. Oh right, my opponent's deck here is Rainbow Dash Wins, which was also created by the NYC Bronies guys, the Viking Eric. Why I picked Rainbow Dash Wins, it's a deck that should be familiar to most people who follow the competitive scene. It also has a few small problems for One Pace, and it's very fast. And we're going to show how those small problems and the fact that this is fast aren't really that problematic. So okay, let's get started. So draw our 6 cards. We've got a Globetrotter, that's a great start. A second Globetrotter, that's okay. Magic Duel, Lily, Fashion Week, and Blue Moon. So I'm not going to lie here, this is actually a really good hand. The reason this is good is because we've got a Lily, which is our pink entry, and we've got a Globetrotter. We've got 2, which gives us a spare if we really need one, but we're probably not going to. If you're unfamiliar with the premise of One Pace, it uses Globetrotter and Showdowns, like Magic Duel and Fashion Week here, to just draw through the entire deck with Globetrotter's amazing ability set. So okay. So, for the purposes of this exhibition match, I will be going first. Rainbow Dash Wins. Are you keeping your deck?
Yes.
Your hand? Okay, so first turn, very simple, go. So, okay, so he's played a troublemaker here. We kind of have to assume that's a yellow Parasprite. Normally you assume yellow Parasprite or Nightmare Moon. This is Rainbow Dash Wins, though, so he's probably not playing Nightmare Moon. I honestly feel that even if he was running Nightmare Moon, it would not be the correct play to play here, because One Pace can get out of jail free easier after Nightmare Moon's flip. You want to play, if you're going to play Nightmare Moon against One Pace, you should wait until at least turn 3, I feel. So anyway, we're going to draw a card. It's another Lily, and we're going to gain our AT here. So, because we're assuming that's yellow Parasprite, we're going to pay 2 to play Lily here and pass turn. So okay, that's not yellow Parasprite, that's Parasprite Swarm, which is a little obnoxious, to be honest here. But we'll see if it actually matters or not. Rainbow's moving and confronting and flipping. Okay. So this is not an unexpected play from Rainbow Dash Wins at all. So Rainbow's at 2 points, and we're going to go up to 5 AT. Draw a card. Parasprite Swarm is now at 5 power. We drew a Brown Apple Betty. That's not what we want to see here. We've already got a spare Lily in case we need it. Honestly, what we're probably going to do here, in fact, this is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to pay the 3, and we're going to play a Globetrotter, and we're going to try and confront that Parasprite Swarm next turn. Go ahead. Cloud Chaser. Cloud Chaser into another Cloud Chaser. Okay, he's going to be double face-offing next turn. I can sense it. Into a forest. Okay. So yeah, I am absolutely expecting a double face-off next turn. So he's going to take his point and pass, I assume?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So our turn. Draw a card. Parasite Swarm is now at 6 power. We're going to go back up to 5 AT. There is absolutely no reason not to confront Parasprite Swarm here. For those unaware, Globetrotter has pumped. You probably can't see that, but I'm going to bring up the card anyway. And it has the ability to expend pumped cards to let us draw 2 cards. That is fantastic card advantage, and it's one of the reasons why most decks do not play Troublemakers anymore. So we're going to confront. So flip. I got a 2 to his 2, so he's actually going to win. The card I'm flipping here is Princess Luna, Mare in the Moon. It is only useful in the mirror. We will get to her again when we see her later. We're probably going to see her later. We're going to draw the entire deck eventually. We are going to actually be smart and put that on Globetrotter, because that's how the deck works. We're going to send Lily home just on the off chance that he doesn't DFO next turn. He's going to DFO next turn. Did I draw a card? Yes, I did. I drew Hoof Wrestling. I'm sorry, I should have showed that. I drew Hoof Wrestling, which is our 3rd face-off. This is actually turning out to be a rather good hand. Pretty much what we're missing right now is a Gyro. We're not going to use Globetrotter right now because we'll just discard a card, so we're just going to pass turn. Unexhausted Cloud Chasers. Oh, what are you playing that you can still DFO with? Oh, okay. That would be Holly Dash. Okay, so you're done?
I'm done. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then face off.
So he's done. I've got 3 power. Flipping Heart's Desire. So he wins. He flipped a Fluttershy Guidance Counselor. We're going to pump Globetrotter again. We're going to have a lot of cards in a minute here. And what are you dismissing? House Mouse?
House Mouse.
Okay. So we're going to flip problems. You will notice that I had Ancient Research originally. This is our starting problem because it has 5 power for the opponent. It's slightly harder for them to confront, and it only gives them 1 point. And we're going to flip Impress the Inspector, which has a mighty 9 power for the opponent to confront. That might not matter too much with Holly Dash and Rainbow Dash over there, though. And it's also a problem we cannot confront in this deck. Oh, well. He flipped another Cloud Bursting?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, same one? Okay. He flipped a Bunny Breakout, which may as well be Cloud Bursting. Except he has no... Well, don't dismiss House Mouse, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, you're good? Okay. Globetrotter will also go home.
We're at 4 AT now.
We're at 4 AT. Okay. That's good. The more AT, the better for us. So let's see. So this is turn 4, I want to say?
Yes.
Yes, this is turn 4. Oh, it's turn... Yeah, it's turn 4. I drew another Hoof Wrestling. We have absolutely no reason to do anything right now. While it's true that he might be able to do another DFO next turn, he will not win the game. Because very low bonus points slipped. Because nothing is going to happen and we want as much AT as we can get, we're just going to pass turn here. So go ahead. Okay, that would be confronting Bunny Breakout. And you're going to pay 2 to double confront and press the Inspector.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll give you another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points probably.
If I win.
Yeah, if you win. I flipped Apples and Oranges, which is a small annoyance because now we're going to have to go find it. So, okay.
So how many was that? 7?
7 points, yes. It puts you up to
13.
13! And we double face-offed again. You'll notice that that's a very fast deck he's got over there. I flipped Lost in the Crystal Caves. This is a problem I actually can confront, and it's got all of 8 power on the other side. Again, that's easy for him to flip, so he's going to win next turn if I don't stop him. He flips Bunny Stampede, so we can move a critter. No. Oh, no. Oh. Irrelevant ability. My mistake. Even easier for him to confront. He will win the game next turn if I don't stop him right now. Good news, we're at 5 AT. We've got 2 cards on Globetrotter. We're drawing another card, and In Your Dreams, which is pretty good for us to draw right now. We're going to go up to 14 AT. First things first, we're going to spend both cards on Globetrotter. Just draw 4 cards, see what we've got. Apple Brown Betty, that's worthless. You can't see it, but I'm going to be making a second pile here of all my friends that do not matter at this point. So the Lily and the 2 Apple Brown Betties and the other Globetrotter are going to be in this separate pile, which I'm going to put face down so no one can tell that it's in play or anything, and no one can see what it is. Anyway, I've still got 3 more cards to draw. A Gyro, that is fantastic. Gyro lets us find anything that we need. Fashion Week, that's another showdown for us. And a Watch in Awe. Watch in Awe would normally be good here, except he still has his Holly Dash in play. He probably should have dismissed this if he knew he was playing against One Pace, just because it has 3 or more power. Showdowns have the corollary that you can only use them if the opposing friend has equal or more power. But since he has Holly Dash in play, I've already got a target. He also has 2 exhausted Cloud Chasers, which is even more tempting, especially since we drew this Watch in Awe, because I can play this Watch in Awe on his Cloud Chaser to give it 3 power, and since it's already exhausted, it provides 0 power to face-offs. Showdowns against 0 power means we're usually going to win, especially against a low flip deck like Rainbow Dash wins. So I'm going to show my entire hand right now. This is minus the friends that aren't going to do me any good. I don't have any events that I can play right this second, you might notice, which is why I'm going to be playing Blue Moon. We're going to play Blue Moon to Lost in the Crystal Caves. We go down to 12 AT. Next on the list, we're going to pay the 1 AT to Watch in Awe one of his Cloud Chasers. His Cloud Chaser now has 3 power. Now because we've done that, we can play this Magic Duel for absolutely free. So Magic Duel is going to target my Globetrotter and his Cloud Chaser. So flip. I got a 3, he got a 4. 3 plus 3 is 6, and 0 plus 4 is 4. This is going to happen a lot. We're going to win. So we pump Globetrotter, but we're just going to use it immediately, so draw 2 cards. Another In Your Dreams, and another Hoof Wrestling.
Did you get your AT from that?
And I get an AT, yes, thank you. So we're up to 12 AT. I'm going to go ahead and actually, because I've got these 2 Hoof Wrestlings, I've got all 3 Hoof Wrestlings in my hand, in fact. We're going to go ahead and play Gyro to a problem. Make sure you play Gyro to a problem, because when we draw our Changeling Infiltrators later, we're going to want to eat Gyro. Gyro is going to go ahead and find that apples and orange I've put on the bottom of my deck. And we're going to go ahead... Oh, I'm sorry. Twilight should have flipped when I played that Magic Duel. So now we've got all the purple power we need. We're going to need 6. But in the meantime, we're going to play apples and oranges on Twilight here. Why Twilight? Because there's a 0% chance that we're going to do anything wrong with her. And we want to make sure that we always have that orange power. So now we're going to play a lot of Hoof Wrestlings. He might have Critter Cavalries in his hand. If he had one, he probably would have already used it, though. So, Hoof Wrestling. unless I say otherwise, it's always going to be between Globetrotter and Cloud Chaser. Lily, 2. Winona, 1. That's a win. So I get to see your hand. He has a 2 bits and an Amethyst Star. We'll go ahead and put the 2 bits on top. It doesn't honestly matter because neither of those cards affects us terribly much. We're going to already expend Lily, not even going to put it on Globetrotter. Draw a Let's Get This Party Started and a Changeling Infiltrator. I will get into how amazing Changeling Infiltrator is in a bit, but first we're going to draw a few more cards. Hoof Wrestling again. Flip. Twilight Sparkle. So Twilight Sparkle is the card that we're actually looking for, so the fact that we flipped her is a bit of an annoyance. However, the deck I'm running has 2 of them, so it's okay to pump 1 of them. We're going to go ahead and pump. I will put the other card, the Amethyst Star, on top of his deck, and just go ahead and draw 2 more cards. 2 Blue Moons, absolutely worthless. Hoof Wrestling again. Okay. Flip the other Twilight Sparkle. Now, I cannot pump this one because I want to draw Twilight Sparkle. So we're going to put her on the bottom of the deck. That's a little bit of an annoyance. He has no hand, but that's okay. We've already got rid... Hoof Wrestling has already done its job. We know that he has nothing in his hand that's a threat to us. So the next cards I'm going to play here, because I cannot play the Fashion Weeks yet, because I don't have any white power. So instead I'm going to play In Your Dreams. Now, this deck was built slightly around In Your Dreams. Almost every card in the deck has a odd power. So if you play In Your Dreams, you should always guess odd. Now, knowing my luck so far, it's going to be an even card, but it's Snips and Snails. Snips and Snails has 3 power, so I get to draw a card for basically free. Because I used In Your Dreams, cost 1 AT, but I get 1 right back. Snips and Snails is actually going to go to my hand, not the useless friend pile, and we'll see why later. Now we're going to use the other In Your Dreams. It is also odd, so that will go to my hand, because you always guess odd. Unfortunately, it's also a Changeling Infiltrator, and we don't need a second one at this point in time. Fortunately, we still got a lot of AT. So we're going to use Let's Get This Party Started. Go down to 10 AT. Draw a Heart's Desire, our 3rd Changeling Infiltrator, and our 3rd Globetrotter. Globetrotter is not useful right now. The 3rd Changeling Infiltrator is also not useful. Unfortunately, we've ran out of gas temporarily, so we're going to have to actually go to the old standby of just drawing cards. Pay 1 AT, draw a card. Let's get this party started. What we're honestly looking for right now is a Gyro. The reason we're looking for Gyro is because we want to shuffle the deck. So we'll pay Let's Get the Party Started down to 8. Magic Duel, we can play that for free. Fashion Week, we can't play that yet. And the other Magic Duel. So now we've got some more free card draw. And we've got this Heart's Desire here. Yes, it's a proxy. I'm going to pay 2 for Heart's Desire. Now, the reason we run Heart's Desire is because we're going to win so many showdowns, we might as well get the free AT off of Heart's Desire. So we're going to play Magic Duel. Again, Globetrotter and Cloud Chaser, nothing's changed. Perfect Pace. Perfect Pace, the card the deck is named after, yes. We will get into why he is useful later. He's going to draw us 2 cards right now. We drew another In Your Dreams and the Getting Hooves Dirty. Now, drawing the Getting Hooves Dirty is very useful because it will let us...
Did you want to use the Heart's Desire?
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. It'll let us play the 3 Fashion Weeks we have in our hand, and seeing as how we need to draw that Twilight as soon as we can, that's going to be pretty nice. Also, we want a showdown, like Abyss said, so we spend Heart's Desire to get 4 AT. That will put us back up to 10. You might notice right now, my discard pile is getting pretty large. Don't worry about that. Our deck's going to get big again in a second here. So, that was a Magic Duel I won, in fact, so I also get another AT for winning the Magic Duel. Let's go ahead and use the last Magic Duel. Heart's Desire. I'll win. We'll spend that Heart's Desire, draw 2 cards. 2 Gyros, that's what we've been looking for. Though at this point, we've only got 3 cards left in our deck. It's probably not terribly important, so we'll just go ahead and play Getting Hooves Dirty on Lily. We can't play it on Globetrotter because then he'll have 5 power and we can't showdown against Cloud Chaser anymore. So Lily is now white, which will let us play a Fashion Week. Fashion Week against Globetrotter. That'll be another win for us. We'll go ahead, use that, use Pumped on Globetrotter, draw the last 2 cards, Fast Clip and Twilight Sparkle. So I'm going to explain Fast Clip first. Fast Clip also has Pumped, and what he does is he exhausts all friends at a problem. This is one of the reasons we're running Gala Greeter, because as you've noticed, with an exhausted friend, we win our showdowns a lot faster, or a lot more often. Gala Greeter has an ability here that when you move her, you can bring an opponent's friend to that problem. So if my opponent had no exhausted friends, I could move Gala Greeter here for 2 AT, bring over the Cloud Chaser, play Fast Clip, do a showdown with Fast Clip, and then exhaust the Cloud Chaser. And then I'd have an exhausted friend. We don't need to do that, however, so Fast Clip is going into the useless friends pile. So now we've got our Twilight Sparkle here. Twilight Sparkle means we're entering Phase 2. Phase 1 was basically try to find our Twilight Sparkle. We were a little unlucky. We had to go through the entire deck to find her, even with 2 of them. But we still got so much AT, it's not going to matter. So we pay 6 AT. We're going to go ahead and play her to the Lost in the Crystal Caves here. And that'll bring us down to 5 AT. What Twilight Sparkle Element of Magic does, she's got a whopping 6 cost and 6 requirement, which fortunately we meet thanks to Gala Greeter currently having 5 power, as well as Gyro and Blue Moon providing 3 more. She makes our events cost 1 less. Every event in the deck costs 1 or 0, so now every event in the deck is free. In addition, when we play an event, we get to look at the top card of our deck and decide whether or not we want to put it on the bottom of the deck. This will let us stack our deck and win face-offs even more often. So this is what our relevant cards in hand look like right now. We've got Gyro, In Your Dreams, another Gyro, Snips and Snails, 2 Changeling Infiltrators, and 2 Fashion Weeks. Now, the Fashion Weeks right now, you may notice, are completely worthless. Also, I did neglect to actually gain a point off of the 1 Fashion Week that I played. We're going to need to gain 14 more. We're going to be doing that all in this turn. But yes, the 2 Fashion Weeks are useless because I've got nothing in my deck. I could play them, gain some points. We're going to do that, but since he actually can flip his card, there's a reasonable chance he'll actually win, and we don't want to give him points since he's sitting at 13. We can only afford to lose 1 Fashion Week. It's not worth the risk right now. We can just play them in a moment here anyway. So now, if these problems were not fresh, we would probably play Snips and Snails right now since we have a lot of AT. And what Snips and Snails does for us, first off, he gets rid of villains. That's very important. I'll explain why in just a second. Secondly, Snips and Snails will refresh a problem for you. And since we're going to try and win with a double face-off, this will let us get rid of one of our problems that we cannot solve, because we've got 4 problems in the deck that we cannot solve. Or it'll just refresh a problem at the opponent's problem, trying to give us a few more bonus points. This one's already giving us 2. That's not a real big deal. If we win a double face-off right now, that'll give us 2, 4, 6, 8 points. That means we only need to get 7 points off of Fashion Week. The most we can get is 10 points because there are no 3-point cards in our problem deck. But it's not really worth spending the AT just to try and get one of his 2 problems that have 3 power. So honestly, Snips and Snails is not very useful to us, but I needed to explain what he can do for us. Now, Changeling Infiltrator. Changeling Infiltrator is why we cannot have villains in play. If there is a villain at both problem, we cannot play Changeling Infiltrator. Well, we can play it, but we can't use its ability to turn it face up because you can't have face up troublemakers if there's also a villain there. They'll be dismissed due to uniqueness. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay 1 AT, I'll put us down to 4, and dismiss Gyro here. We could dismiss the Blue Moon, but as I said, Gyro is more useful to us, so we might as well dismiss the friend that is we don't actually mind drawing again. So now we'll both of us will shuffle our graveyards into our deck. This can be a little annoying against decks like Big Bombs, which have high flips, because you might see their high flips again. But fortunately for us, he's playing Rainbow Dash Winds, which has a very low flip average. I believe nothing in the deck flips for more than 5. So, now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to play another Gyro here. Why are we going to play Gyro? Because we want to thin our deck as much as possible. We want to get a very small deck. So, playing Gyro will cost us 1 AT. We're going to go down to 3. We're going to find... Ignore that. We're going to find a Let's Get This Party Started. Why Let's Get This Party Started? Because it lets us dig real far, and we get to see the top card of our deck, so we'll know whether or not we're going to win the face-off. Okay, so we're going to play Let's Get This Party Started. Draw 3 cards. Heart's Desire, Perfect Pace, and Gyro. And we're going to reveal the top card of the deck. Twilight Sparkle. Twilight Sparkle has 5 power, so we're pretty much guaranteed going to win here. Because of that, we can go ahead and use our Fashion Weeks here. Now another thing that you might notice is that In Your Dreams requires you to guess the top card of your deck. I already know what it is, so I could just play In Your Dreams to draw that card. In fact, I'm going to do that because we don't want Twilight Sparkle in our deck anymore. We want to get every friend that's still in the deck out of the deck. So we're going to play In Your Dreams for 0 AT, guess odd, surprise, surprise, it's odd. And since we guessed correctly, we get a free AT. So now we're up to 4 AT. We're going to need at least 2 AT every cycle, 1 to play the Gyro and 1 to play the Changeling Infiltrator. Everything else we do should be completely free until we're going to try and win with the double face-off.
See the top too.
Yes, and I do get to see the top as well. It's another In Your Dreams. So we're going to go ahead and Fashion Week between Globetrotter and Cloud Chaser here. 4 is good enough power. 4 is good enough, like I said. We're going to go ahead and spend that In Your Dreams, draw 2 more cards. Watch and Awe and Hoof Wrestling. We're going to use this Watch and Awe in a bit here, and I'll explain why when we do that. Also, since we drew this Perfect Pace, let me explain what he's useful for now. We have entered Phase 3. Phase 3 is when we're going to try and score points. You enter Phase 3 basically after you play the first Changeling Infiltrator. We had a very short Phase 2. In fact, we didn't really have a Phase 2 at all, since Phase 2 is between playing Twilight Sparkle and the first Changeling Infiltrator, and we just did that right away. So Perfect Pace also has Pumped. He's the 3rd card in the deck that has Pumped. And his Pumped ability, you can spend a card from him to give him +4 until the end of the face-off. This means that he will pretty much never lose a face-off. Now, in our case, this isn't very relevant to us right now because we're pretty much always going to win anyway. But if the opponent's only friend was, say, Big Mac Immense Apple, which has Stubborn and flips 2 cards, Perfect Pace will let us stack cards onto him and remove them all at once, because you can use multiple, to give him a ton of power to beat Big Mac. This is important because if we lose Fashion Weeks and the opponent is at 14 points, we lose the game. Losing the game in the middle of comboing off is pretty embarrassing. So we run 1 copy of Perfect Pace, and that's why the deck is called One Pace. Now, since we're trying to thin our deck, we're going to try and get it to approximately 10 cards. We're probably not going to right now. We're only going to want In Your Dreams, Fashion Weeks, and Let's Get This Party Started in the deck. We're also going to have 1 Gyro and... Whoops. Is this it? Yes, the Changeling Infiltrator. I'm sorry, I forgot to flip the Changeling Infiltrator face up when I dismissed the gyro. That was kind of embarrassing. Sure, it's on your side. But yeah, we're going to be constantly flipping the Changeling Infiltrator and gyro back into the deck. And we're going to be basically using the same ones over and over again. So, next thing we're going to do, we're going to use another Fashion Week, because like I said, we're going to try and get only those cards in the deck. We're probably going to get a few others, oh well. So, Fashion Week between Globetrotter and Cloud Chaser. Another In Your Dreams versus Wildfire. We'll spend the In Your Dreams to draw 2 cards, a Lily, which can go in our Not Useful Friends pile, and a Hoof Wrestling. Oh, I should have played this Heart's Desire beforehand. Let's just go ahead and instead I did that. So that'll put us up to 6 AT right now, and currently we have 3 points. We need 4 more. So, since we're just trying to thin the deck, we're going to go ahead and spend these Hoof Wrestlings anyway. Hoof Wrestling. That's still a win. We'll spend that. Let's get this party started. Draw 2 more cards. Another Fashion Week and a Magic Duel. We will do... he has no hand still, so Hoof Wrestling does nothing on a win. Fashion Week between Globetrotter and Cloud Chaser. Magic Duel versus Owl. We'll go ahead. I should be flipping the top card up every time after I finish a face-off, but since I've been drawing the cards, it hasn't mattered. We're going to go ahead and pump Globetrotter anyway, but we're not necessarily going to use it right now because we don't really want the Magic Duel in the deck, but we did get a free AT for that. Flip a card. It's Apple Brown Betty. We don't want that in the deck, even less than Magic Duel, so we're going to go ahead and we drew the Apple Brown Betty and another Magic Duel. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards left in the deck. That's still a few. Let's go ahead and spend another Magic Duel. Luna, Mare, and the Moon versus Parasprite Swarm. And we only barely beat that one, 5-4, but 5-4 is still a win. Now, like I said, I was going to explain why Mare and the Moon was relevant when it came up again. What Mare and the Moon does is it lets you move Mare and the Moon and a flipped Twilight to the opponent's 5 wild power problem in the mirror match. Mare and the Moon lets you banish her at the end of your phase, and then, or at the start of any phase. You're going to want to do that at the start of the opponent's turn, and bring her back at the start of your next turn. This lets her dodge face-offs. She's one of the very few cards in the game that is unaffected by face-offs because of that. And as you've noticed, we went through our entire deck very fast, and we've almost gone through it a second time. We're going to keep doing that until we have 7 points, do our double face-off, and win the game. So, because we're not playing against the mirror match, she's actually not useful to us, but it's worth having one in case you do run into the mirror match, because it's going to be the only way you can safely score points. And I gained an AT from that Magic Duel. And we get to... that goes under Globetrotter, I'm sorry. And we see the top card of the deck. Let's get this party started. We want to draw that. We'll just go ahead and pay the 1 AT to draw that. And then just pay it for free, draw 3 cards. Getting Hooves Dirty, 2 more Heart's Desires. For the sake of being fast here, I'm going to explain... I'm not going to play the Heart's Desires just because it's going to clutter the deck, but I am going to explain a nice little trick we can do here. If we were worried about Nightmare Moon, we could play this Getting Hooves Dirty and the Watch and Awe that I mentioned before. We could play the Watch and Awe on his Cloud Chaser again and Getting Hooves Dirty on Globetrotter here. And then we'll be up 5-0, which is relevant against Nightmare Moon because everything in our deck that should be left should be no less than 3 power, except for the gyro. And like I said, we can't afford to lose Fashion Weeks. So, but since I know he has a very low flip deck, and I'm trying not to clutter my graveyard too much, we're not going to go ahead and play these. We're also not going to go ahead and play the Heart's Desires because we've already got a lot of AT from winning the other cards, the other showdowns. So we're going to reveal the top card of our deck. It's Apples and Oranges. And we're just going to go ahead and spend the 2 AT to draw the last 2 cards, just to get them out of the deck. It's a Apples and Oranges and a Hoof Wrestling. So right now, we've got this other Changeling Infiltrator. We're going to play that, get rid of Gyro, and send it right to the grave. The other Changeling Infiltrator means they violate uniqueness, so we're going to go down to 4 AT. Shuffle our now much thinner deck, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cards. That's about where we want it to be. It could be a little thinner, but we're pretty good right now. We're still only at 3 points. We want to be at 7, and then we're going to work on a double face-off. So first things first, play Gyro, down to 3 AT. Draw 3 cards, and flip. It's Fashion Week. We want to draw that Fashion Week. So we drew 2 In Your Dreams, and Let's Get This Party Started. This is an obvious play here. We've got these In Your Dreams, and we know what the top card of our deck is. We're going to play In Your Dreams, get Fashion Week, flip Let's Get This Party Started. I'm going to. We're going to play the In Your Dreams again, draw Let's Get This Party Started, reveal Gyro. So we're going to go up to, not 10, we were at 3, so we're going to go up to 5 AT. We've got these Let's Get This Party Started, and we don't want to flip the Gyro for Fashion Week, so we're just going to go ahead and draw 1, 2, 3, flip Heart's Desire. Or we'll draw that as well off of the Let's Get This Party Started, and flip the Changeling Infiltrator. Changeling Infiltrator is kind of a low flip, so we're going to go ahead and keep that, actually, on top. We're going to play this last Let's Get This Party Started. 3 cards left, or draw the last 3 cards, and the last card revealed is a Magic Duel. We only need 1 card in our deck to face off with these Fashion Weeks. So we're going to go ahead, Fashion Week, reveal Magic Duel. Hey look, that won. Surprising, isn't it? Fashion Week again. Reveal. Still win. Fashion Week one more time. That will put us at 6 points. And Purple Parasprite is not enough. So we are now at 6 points. We've got almost our entire deck in our hand. And we're going to play In Your Dreams to draw this Magic Duel. Go up to 6 AT. And now we're going to just try and win. We only need to play 1 more Fashion Week and then double face-off. So we're going to use Changeling Infiltrator again. That'll put us down to 5 AT. Shuffle. Shuffle. I know it's not going to matter, but shuffle anyway. So we've already got all the purple power we need on the Lost in the Crystal Caves here. So all we need is 3 not purple power, which we can just move, whoops, Globetrotter for. And we're going to need 5 power on the Bunny Stampede, which is also not really that much of a problem since we have lilies and other cards. You know, we got lots of friends in our hand right now. In case you didn't see that, I dropped the deck when I was shuffling it. So, okay. So, like I said, we only really need the 1 more Fashion Week, so we're going to go ahead and play Gyro to go ahead and tutor that up for us. 1 Fashion Week. Shuffle the deck again. It's probably not going to matter at this point. We're going to go ahead and play 2 Heart's Desire since we only have 4 AT. Play Fashion Week Globetrotter against Cloud Chaser. 3. We'll go ahead and stick that on the bottom. It doesn't really matter at this point. So that will get us back up to 8 AT and 7 points. Now we're going to double check our math here. If we do a double face-off, we'll get 4 points from the bonus, 2 more points for winning since he's unopposed, and 2 points for confronting. That's 8 points. 7 plus 8 is 15. So all we need to do here is pay 2 AT, move Globetrotter. That now confronts Lost in the Crystal Caves. And then we will find our Lily, pay 2 more AT. Lily will eat Lily, get 2 more power until the end of turn. So 4 power plus 1 is 5. That's enough to confront here. So we just won the game. So yeah, that is basically One Pace. Thanks for watching all of that. I know it took a long time. Hopefully we're going to do a second video here in a bit where I show you how to win One Pace in less than 30 minutes. I will not be talking nearly as much during that or explaining my thought processes. I will just be blitzing through the deck, trying to beat my opponent, and doing it in record time. I hear that some people have been stopwatching themselves and they've done it in 35 minutes. I'm pretty sure I can easily beat 30 though. Because I think one of the things that people haven't been realizing is that you can use snips and snails to reset the problem to try and win with a double face-off. I didn't explain this last time on my Reddit post because it kind of slipped my mind. But all of this will be in the Reddit post, and it will be in the comments of whatever we stick this on, YouTube, Blip, whatever, as well as the deck list that I've been running. You might have noticed it isn't quite the deck list that is on the Reddit at the moment, and I'll explain that in the article that will accompany this video. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. If you are going to Brony Fanfare or BFF this year here in Austin, I will be there. I will be bringing One Pace if you want to play against it or just see it in action. And I don't know yet if I'm going to any regionals. I'm going to have between 0 and 3 chances to go to regionals. If I do go to regionals, stop by, say hi. I will probably be wearing either a Nightmare Moon hat or a Thrackerzod hoodie. Not Sweetie Belle, Thrackerzod. Anyway, that is One Pace. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, morning, or whatever time it is when you're watching this. Bye.